Well,
Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today we're going to take a look at The Last Jedi C-3PO. So let's head to that table and check this one out. And a quick look at the card, it's what you'd expect. It's on that Last Jedi line, you get the red Star Wars logo. Very nice image of C-3PO on the right side, and then of course through the blister you do see the figure that you're getting. And that's it, there's no additional accessories or anything. Flipping over to the back side, of course, you got the figure shown with the Force Link band, kind of showing that this is Force Link compatible. And then off to the side, you got a small image of the starter set showing off the band and the included Kylo Ren figure. Taking a look at the figure out of the packaging, I suppose the first thing you're going to want to know is this going to be any different than what you got from the Force Awakens version? Which, minus the red arm, obviously, yes, that part is very much different. As far as the rest of the figure, the sculpting, the detailing, it is very close to what we got for the Force Awakens. I feel like the majority of the body itself, the pose, and much of the detailing is very much the same, but there's just very few small things here and there that do make this just a little bit different of a figure. And we'll kind of go through that first here right away, but on the right side, of course, this is the Force Awakens C-3PO. Left side, this is what we're getting right now in the Last Jedi line. So first up, we'll go through the differences of the figure itself. Obviously, overall, aside from that red arm, a little bit of a tone difference in that gold painting. It is a little more golden color on the Force Awakens version, and it feels a little more bronze in color to the Last Jedi version. In the head area, the yellow eyes are different. Looking at the side of the head, this is where some of the differences come in. The Force Awakens figure definitely has those hard lines on the side of the face, where on the Last Jedi version of C-3PO, much more softer, very just kind of subtly molded in there, sculpted in there. At the chest area, that little round disc area, much more lines of detail on the Force Awakens version than what we're getting on the Last Jedi figure. For those wires showing through the belly area, you've got a larger gap on this new Last Jedi figure than what we had for the Force Awakens version. And then through that area, just kind of a thicker paint job overall, and more wires painted in on the Force Awakens version. Going on to the backside, the obvious standout is the wires painted in on the Force Awakens version. You just get a couple more in there, and plus that paint is more gooped in there. It's a lot thicker and stuff. Much better painted on the Last Jedi version. And then on his little backpack thing, whatever, again, not as many hard lines when it comes to that upper part. If you look from above, it's more, those little things sticking out are more rounded, whereas what we're getting on the on the Last Jedi figure are squared off. And then whatever those things are on the bottom half of his backside, you just get a little bit of variation in the sculpting through there. Through the leg area between both figures, everything's looking pretty much the same here. I'd say the only difference really is just a much better paint job application on the Last Jedi version, whereas the Force Awakens just looked really goopy, like they put it on so thick. So that's the differences between these two figures. As for the rest of the figure, it is decent looking. The head area does look nice, and the paint application in the eye area seems spot on here. The rest of the sculpting through the arm area and stuff is looking like you would expect from C-3PO. But I gotta say, it's 2018. Do we still need a piece of plastic filling in that gap between the piston going from the bicep to the forearm? Like, hasn't technology advanced enough that we can just not have that there? But enough of that. Moving on to the leg area. Things are looking pretty decent through here. You got some nice detailing in there. Sculpting looks good. As far as articulation, you just get the swivel movement of the head, so straight side to side. And the arm area, of course, both arms do go up and down, so no problems there. And then at the leg area, you get your forward and you get your back. And as far as the Force Link sounds go,
I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations. The chances of survival are 725 to 1. Without the Republic fleet, we're doomed.
sliding the figure forward, get you one more line of dialogue.
Oh my.
So we got some good sounds in there, and definitely does sound like C-3PO and not just a hired voice actor. So overall, it's a decent looking figure. I do think the main body is a little too big in comparison to the legs. The legs seem a bit shorter to me than they should be. And I really wish that we were still in the days where we got the vac metallization on C-3PO rather than this painted look. But it is what it is. And so that wraps up this look at C-3PO from The Last Jedi. If you like what you've been seeing on my channel, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.